Hello everyone, this is Blue Bandit here, and welcome to my next project. It's Penny Racers. Yep, I believe I mentioned this earlier in my channel, on a channel comment, because somebody was asking me what LPs I was thinking of doing next. And I mentioned this game actually. And I was pretty sure that nobody was ever going to guess this game. Not that anybody did even guess a game at all. But, you know, this is not a very popular game. And the reason being so is because it had such a low, meta score, I think, is what they call it. Oops. Yeah, it had a very low score, and people really didn't like the game. For a variety of reasons. There were many things such as rubber band AI, which you may or may not know about. Rubber band AI is what's it called? It's like when you're doing much better than the opponent, they become much better. So if you're like way ahead of all your opponents, they'll become much faster and most likely catch up with you anyway. So it's very difficult. It's a very difficult game. Even the easier tracks, you most likely won't win the first track. So all these, as you can probably tell, all these cars have vastly different stats, and it matters very much on which one you pick. Well, actually, not really. None of them have any variations except for aesthetics, of course. So I'm just going to choose this one. It's a nice little car, huh? Let's go through the settings right now before we start. Okay, so the body is obviously what I just picked. The engine, we come with, oops, did not mean to do that. Okay, so the engine comes with 3 different engines. There's stock 1, 2, and 3. The progressing one obviously being better than the previous, but we're going to stick with stock 1 because we only have 1 point to spare. I'm going to use them on something else. All these are pretty self-explanatory except for suspension. I believe that's it helps your handling even more than tires. So it's like an extra handling function thing. And then we have our special. Armor and extra. Extra I believe are just aesthetics, and armor is so that you don't get as affected as you usually do when somebody knocks into you, I think. I think that's what that does. I'm not too sure though. Special, they do different things too, depending on the special item. The one you start out with is spin, so I'm going to show that off. I'm going to show off all of them. So I'm going to choose a dark blue color as reminiscent of my channel, which you all know. And we're just going to start right now. Also something, like I said, there are very few Let's Plays of this game, and the ones that there are not serious, and they give up after about 2 parts. Something that many people hate about this game is this. Yes, when you turn too sharply, or you're going too fast and you turn, you do a little flip in the air. And this is pretty much fodder for like people who can't think of anything to say. They're like, oh, do a barrel roll. Yeah, it's hilarious. But I'm not going to be making that joke, because I want to actually seriously play this game. This was a big part of my childhood. I played it very often. However, I had no idea how to play the game because I was like, I was probably 5 when it came out. And, being so, I didn't have a very good experience with it. How do I, oh, I pressed the wrong button, okay. The Z button, uses the, special that you have, the extra that you have on. Okay, so our special allows us to spin into our enemies, and then renders them hapless, and they can't move for a little bit. Kind of helpful, not too helpful, not the most helpful extra, definitely, or rather the most helpful special. Yeah, so as I was saying, I played this game a lot when I was a child. It always bothered me though because I could not beat the 3rd level. That was where I got stuck. I was like, I could not beat this game anymore. I pretty much gave up there, but I played it a lot. Well, I didn't give up, but that was my stopping point. I could not make it past it any further. And, with the age that we are now, we can play these games on emulators for free. I do actually have the game, so you know, it's cool, legal, and oh, thank you. So, what was I saying? Oh, I'm sorry, I keep getting lost in explaining this game. Yeah, so I played this game a lot, and I did not enjoy it, but now remembering it, I'm like, wow, this was actually kind of a unique game. It was kind of fun. Now, you can see there that the AI is pretty ruthless and completely destroyed me with their items. I don't know why, like, the AIs like to spam their horns, but sometimes it gets quite annoying. And the music in this game is just really, really cool. So yeah, we're 5th. We didn't get dead last. Here's another cool part of this game. If you are in the top 3, you get to choose from the bottom 3 and take their parts. This is the only way to get bigger and better parts, so you know, you want to win as much as you can. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I'll probably be doing one race, I guess, per episode. I don't know. I'll have to see, because there are quite a few. I mean, there's only 8 tracks, but there are like 4, I think. 4 classes, and they're all, I believe they're all the same track. Okay, I didn't really show off all the tracks. There's Lakeside, Country, Lakeside, Harbor, Mountain, Ruins, Volcano, Alpine, Caves, and Ice. Ice is probably the most difficult, and Country is probably the easiest, but who knows. Okay, so if I lose more than twice, I'll definitely, I'll probably skip to when I do win, because, I mean really, do you want to see the same track over and over again until I finally win? Because this game can take a little while, you know, to beat a level, but it is a fun game. There are a variety of special parts that you can get for completing certain objectives. Now, the problem that a lot of people had with this game is that there's hardly any manual, and they didn't explain anything about the parts. This game was originally called Choro Q64, I believe, named after the company that made them in Japan. That was Japanese, obviously, and you know, it wasn't as well received as it was over here. So yeah, definitely an obscure title. You know, I thought it was really interesting. There were no Let's Plays, like complete Let's Plays of this game online. Like, I checked about 2 weeks ago. I didn't see any. But, I'm really surprised, because there are a lot of games that have been Let's Played, and, I didn't think I was ever going to find one that, you know, that I could do that. I could add my own, you know, infliction upon it. Not infliction, that's not the right word. No, that's not what I want to say. That's not what I want to say at all. What I want to say is, like, I can add my own flair to it. You know, because I don't want to make a game. I don't want to play a game that's been played hundreds of times before. Even though it is inevitable, I want to play games that relate to me, but still aren't like extremely overplayed. Yeah, this is definitely gonna take a while. Jeez. Like every time you get like touched by the opponent, you go flying in the opposite direction, and that's kind of annoying. There are definitely the game's low points, but like, see. I'm in 6th, and I was doing pretty well for a majority of the level, and all of a sudden now I'm doing horribly. But don't worry, I won't be getting extremely angry, and I won't rage, because you know, it's not what I want to do on camera. I don't really think that's that funny when you're raging. Sometimes it is funny, but I mean really, too much of it's kind of like a turn off almost. Like, I don't want to watch you anymore. Yeah, so I'm really dissatisfied with my performance in my last Let's Play. I really hope I can do better this Let's Play. This is my first Nintendo 64 Let's Play, so that's pretty cool. Nintendo 64 is arguably one of my favorite consoles, probably because of all the nostalgia that I have with it. Because it was just something I played for like, oops, sorry about that. Move the mic. Just something I played for like hours and hours. Oh, jeez, that is loud. That's weird. Why did that like get so loud all of a sudden? I apologize for that. Okay, so I'll probably cut the video here. Oh, I don't really like doing that because I notice that my audio gets out of sync when I do that. No, I'll go one more. How about? Hopefully I'll be able to beat it this time. Jeez, now it's like extremely low. There we go. That's gonna be annoying. I hope I don't have to do that like every time. Oh, come on, guy. What are you doing? This game gets much easier once you do get a few parts, though, so... And I'm sorry, I just cleared my throat, but I have a dry throat right now. But I do hope you all have a happy non-denominational holiday. I know that Hanukkah is already in progress, so if any of you celebrate that, I hope you're having a good Hanukkah, and I hope you continue to have a good Hanukkah. And, for, you know, the other holidays, definitely hope you have a merry one of that. And, I think I might, if I don't beat this, level this time, I'll change to Engine 2 to see if, perhaps the faster engine will help me more than the actual special, because I don't seem to be using it at all, because, well, it kind of messes me up, actually. That guy hit the spike. It's weird that the spike can do that much, like, damage. It doesn't seem like it's the appropriate, reaction to a spike. Jeez. Come on. Okay, yeah, I feel like I really need to cough, so if I cough, I'm really sorry, but I'll try to keep it contained, because I don't want to cough in my video. You see what just happened? He hit me, which propelled me into him, which propelled him even further. So, definitely some lulz-worthy experiences in this game. Don't let it be said that you never had fun playing Penny Racers, huh? Well, I guess you could say that if you really didn't, but I mean, hopefully you have an enjoyable experience. Okay, if I get third at least, I just want to show off that... Okay, good. At least I got third, right? I don't need to beat the tracks on screen. I'll do them off screen. Like, I'll make sure to get first in every level, but as long as I can show off the track, then, you know, that's the important thing. So now I get to choose from the opponents or the losers pile, but since I was third, I get third pick, which means I usually get the worst pick, because you can see how many I'm pointing to the screen like you can see it, but obviously you can't. Like, see how they both have 11 parts, but this one only has 8, so obviously the AI is going to pick the better one. So let's see what they have. They have landmine cannon. I'll explain these as we attain them. They have pretty bad things, don't they? I don't like any of these. I guess I'll take cannon, but I really don't have a use for any of them. I would have rather had a turbo, which is arguably the best special. Okay, well, that was the first episode. We completed one of them with at least a third, which is good enough, and I will be completing it. Yeah, see, now there's no music on this menu. Must be something with the ROM. Okay, I really hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you continue to enjoy my next episodes in this Let's Play. I know it's kind of a weird title, but I really hope that you'll learn a lot from it. And definitely go check out Super Anti-Guy, my friend, on YouTube. He's also going to be my partner channel, because pretty soon we have a project lined up that'll be really interesting. So stay tuned for that. And thanks for tuning in, and have a good day.